We're going to make our tofu topping. Now, of course, you could use whipped cream with just a little sugar. If you're going to do that, make sure you get it from pasture-raised cows. Happier cows make healthier food. And of course, you can also use a vanilla pudding recipe for on top of your waffles as well. We're going to make a tofu topping because it adds protein and tryptophan, which is a great amino acid for happy hormones, and we want our kids to have healthy hormones, as well as tryptophan is great for the frontal lobe and thinking abilities. So to get started, we're going to add 12 ounces of silken tofu to our food processor. Now you want to make sure you use silken tofu and not water packed, because this will not be cooked, and water packed tofu should be cooked. Okay, get that in there. 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar. You could also use maple syrup or agave or honey as a sweetener. You could even use stevia. Don't recommend starting off with stevia if your kids aren't used to it. They will not like this dish if they've never had stevia before. And a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put our lid on and whiz that up. Okay, we're going to just make sure we get all those little bits down. We want this to be as smooth as possible. Okay, now that's looking smooth and creamy. The next step is completely optional, but it adds omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential fatty acids often low in the diet. So it makes it nice and rich and creamy, a little bit more like whipped cream, gets rid of a little bit more of that tofu-ness taste. And I highly recommend it if you're trying this out for the first time. If you're already a healthy eater and you want to reduce fat, just leave out the oil. We're going to put the lid on and I'm going to slowly add the oil in. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm watching it like I would make a mayonnaise, and it actually is thickening more and more and more as I add the oil. So I'm just, the oil is just a rough guide. You can put as much or as little oil in as you want to make that creaminess. So let's have a little peek at it. See how it got a little bit thicker with the oil as well. Okay. So this tofu topping can be used on all kinds of desserts. It adds protein. It's fairly low in fat. You can adjust the fat, of course, with how much oil you add, but you're in control. And with healthy cooking, the great thing is you can be in control of how rich you make a food, how much you put on the plate, and what you serve your children. So let's go ahead and plate this up on our waffles. There we go. We'll add our strawberry topping. And a little bit of our tofu topping right on the top. A delicious meal for your children. So there we have our tofu topping, our strawberry topping, and our waffle. And don't forget, you can also make smiley faces and do little designs. You'll be surprised how much healthier your kids will eat if you make them smile.